All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Welcome. I actually started pre-stream relatively quickly today. Good amount of stuff to talk about on pre-stream today with the gaming news that has come out. So I wanted to start relatively earlier. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Today is Monday, the 25th of October, 2021. I'm DarkSidePhil, of course, and I welcome you here to a full day of gameplay streaming. Lots of fun stuff going on today in the realm of games that I'm playing on stream. Both continuing playthroughs, both new release playthroughs, although they're both remasters. Come to just playing what's new here and realizing that that's pretty much all anyone's putting out these days. So welcome, my friends. How's it going? New streaming week, right? Monday's a new day, a new week. Lots to go on. Lots going on this week. So we've got mostly continuing playthroughs, hopefully some concluding playthroughs if things go according to plan. We've got a marathon coming up. We've got some special events during that marathon coming up. Good stuff, right? So, speaking of which, before we even get to anything, let's talk about that. The first announcement that I have for all of you today. The poll for the cuisine that I will be trying during a live episode of Feasting with the King is currently live right here on the DSPGaming channel on YouTube. You have to go to the community tab, okay? And I just posted it up. There are 3 kinds of cuisine selectable for the upcoming episode. You ready? Filipino food, Thai food, and Mediterranean food. Already there seems to be some confusion. I don't know how. Filipino food is the food of the Philippines. From what I've seen, they do many different things, including adobo, which is some kind of like a really slow-cooked stew with all kinds of various meats and ingredients. They have their own unique style of fried chicken. Some really interesting things. Usually it's stews and things like that, but I've seen some other things, fried foods and things on there too, that could be pretty interesting. I've never, ever in my life once had Filipino food, okay? So that would be a 100% original experience for me, all right? Number 2, Thai food. Now, I've had Thai food a few times. I think one time I might have had either pad Thai or a variation on pad Thai. There was one time there was like this garlic crispy chicken that I had. And then one time I had this fish that was just a big ass fish. And it didn't look very appetizing because it had all the scales and everything on it. But then when I ate it, it was absolutely amazingly delicious. But this was like 5+ years ago. I haven't had Thai food in a very long time, nor have I ever had a very big variety of Thai food, okay? So that would be something unique and interesting. I could literally pick things off the menu I've never had and check them out for the first time. And then the third, Mediterranean food. Now, Mediterranean food, out of these 3 cuisines, I've probably had the most of, because I've had the kebabs, where you can get, like chicken, beef, lamb, that kind of stuff. I've had, what do they call them? Are they pronounced heroes? It's not gyros. It's like, there's a weird pronunciation for it. That's when you get the soft pita with the fresh meat inside, and it could be beef, it could be lamb, with that, what do they call it, the tzatziki sauce or something like that? It's basically like a yogurt-based sauce. So I've had that before. I've had hummus, but only the most basic of hummus. I've never had any kind of like hummus with anything in it, or deluxe hummus. I've just had like bare hummus. And that's about it. Like one thing I've always wanted to try from Mediterranean cuisine was falafel. I was always very interested in how it would taste. I believe it's made of chickpeas. It's like these fried chickpea balls, and you could just eat them, or you could dip them in stuff. And I guess people who are vegetarian like to eat Mediterranean food because you can get some pretty good vegetarian options, including the falafel is one of them. That's right, you can get shawarma. You get many different things from Mediterranean, okay? So the reason I say some people are confused is I think when people think Mediterranean, they get confused. Like, oh, I thought that the gyro or whatever was Greek, and I've heard like feta cheese and things, that's Greek. But then isn't falafel like Middle Eastern? Yes, that's called Mediterranean food. The Mediterranean is a sea in the middle of those 2 areas, and it's the food from all those regions around the Mediterranean Sea is considered Mediterranean food, and the restaurants serve all that, you see. So, I'm interested in this because this is something that I basically normally wouldn't eat. I've only had, Mediterranean food, I never really ate regularly at all. I never even ate it till I moved out here to Washington State. There was a chain of restaurants out here that were pretty good, and one of them closed during the pandemic. So I haven't had Mediterranean in almost 2 years. And in my entire life, maybe I've had it 5, 6 times. Seriously, like I've very rarely had it. So, in regards to these cuisines, any of these 3 cuisines would be unique because you pick it. There's definitely things on their menus I could try for the very first time and have my eyes open to a totally new kind of food. And that's the point of Feasting with the King. The point is not for me to just, it's not DSP tries it, where, oh, here's a chain that I've already ordered from a million times, but they have one new offering and we're going to try it live. That's very much not the point of Feasting with the King. The point is to eat an entire meal with you guys, trying various courses of food that I've never had before, and basically opening my horizons and experiencing stuff for the first time. So, please vote. You have between now and Sunday coming up, the Halloween event, to vote. The actual event of Feasting with the King will take place during the Halloween event. What will happen is we'll do like a pre-stream, and then during that pre-stream, depending on what won the poll, we'll go online and actually order food from that place, and see how it goes. Okay, so I hope that sounds good to you. I'm excited for this. Well, any of those cuisines, I'd be very pleased with having live for Feasting with the King, and I hope that you guys will join me for that event, obviously coming up. Okay, all right. So that's like the new thing this morning. By the way, my stupid post-nasal drip is bothering me badly today. I don't know why. I woke up this morning, it was like bothering me. I'm like, ugh, I hate this. I really do. Some days I'm fine. I wake up, I'm like, oh, everything's good. And then today I wake up and it's like drip, 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 drip. Fuck. It's so fucking annoying because then I have to keep doing that. If I don't keep doing that, it literally keeps bothering me. I can't clear my throat. It doesn't help. It's going down the back of my sinuses. So I have to do that or else I can't even talk or breathe properly. It sucks. I hate having this medical condition, but it is what it is. Okay? Senator Zensa, what's the schedule for Sunday? Well, I guess we could talk about that. We're jumping the gun a little bit. Let's talk about Sunday's Halloween event. I know you guys are excited for it. So, we start normal time, around 10:45 a.m. Pacific time in the morning. I will be in costume. Okay? All day long, I'll be in a nice Halloween costume for you guys. We're playing 4 horror-themed games. The original Silent Hill, Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location, Condemned Criminal Origins, and a mystery game of my selection. We're going to be playing 4 different games during the course of the marathon event. We'll start with the pre-stream. I'll show off the costume. We'll have some fun discussion. We'll order the food for Feasting with the King. Okay? Excuse me. Then we'll get started. Sorry, I'm exploding. Not only do I have post-nasal drip, now I'm exploding, burping on the stream as well. I'm sure it's very appetizing to you guys. So, we'll start off with one of the games. Likely what we'll do is we'll probably play 2 of the games. Each game will be played for roughly about an hour to an hour and a half. And then when we get hungry, we'll take a break because I'm going to order the food. When the food shows up, a live, like, roughly 45 minutes to an hour-long episode of Feasting with the King, trying a cuisine out, which would be really neat. And then, you know, continuing on with more games and more fun. All right, guys? So it should be a good time. I hope that you guys will join me. It certainly should be something different. I do it once a year. You guys seem to like it. And ever since I turned it into a marathon, a variety of games, rather than just like playing 1 or 2 games, you guys seem to like it a lot more. I think this year with Feasting with the King, it'll make it even greater variety of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because Feasting with the King now will have even a bigger opportunity for variety of stuff to break it up rather than just be games, 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 games. So I think it's going to be a great idea. Or a great event is what I meant to say. Okay. All right, so that's the Halloween event, guys. But I think we've gotten way ahead of ourselves. Why don't we talk about the week? And what you guys can expect between now and then, okay? So today, it's the continuation of Alan Wake Remastered here on the first of 2 gameplay streams. This game I've actually very much enjoyed replaying, more so than I thought I would. I think I've actually enjoyed it more this time around than the first time, because the first time was nice, but the gameplay is very repetitive. The story is very interesting. I've really liked having interactive streams for this. Us kind of talking and hanging out and chilling during the playthrough, I feel, has made it kind of better than the first time around when I was just playing it offline. So, We're in the home stretch. We're in episode 6. This is the finale where Alan is trying to make a beeline for the cabin down on Cauldron Lake to save his wife, and there's a big showdown in the epic ending of the game. But the game has 2 standalone well, they're not really standalone DLCs. They're 2 DLCs that were put out later that give lots more supplementary story and more of a definitive ending to the game. And I want to do those. They're in the remastered collection. They're not incredibly long. From what I remember, they're only a few hours long each. So, today, as soon as we finish episode 6, we're going to jump into those DLCs and continue on. I estimate that we got probably today and maybe 2 more streams for Alan Wake, and then we wrap it up. From what I'm remembering, I could be wrong. But that's what I'm thinking, okay? So, yeah, that's coming up today. That's the main gameplay stream for today. By the way, the snake has fallen. Snake down. A slimy, slippery snake. There we go. Then later tonight, the late stream is a playthrough you guys have wanted more of, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. Continuing on at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. I hope you guys will show up and support the stream. It's very stressful playing this game because it is so challenging at this point. I'm in World 9 of 10 for the first part of the game, which I didn't even understand at first. So apparently, from what I'm to understand, the way the game works is that it is a combination of Monkey Ball 1 and 2. The stages I'm playing right now are apparently just Super Monkey Ball 1, from what I'm to understand. So once I beat the first 100 stages, I then unlock the next 100, which is Super Monkey Ball 2. Oh. Oh, man. I don't know. The game is so difficult now, I can only imagine what's in Super Monkey Ball 2. You know what I'm saying? I guess we'll see. But anyway, come on back, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time later tonight. Chill with me and watch me suffer as I try to continue on and persevere in Super Monkey Ball. Okay? Should be fun. I hope. We'll see how far I get. Okay, tomorrow, Tuesday, the main gameplay stream will be the continuation of Far Cry 6. I'll be continuing on in the second region of the game. Last time around, we actually pretty much turbo speed was moving through and did like story mission, and made really good progress. So I'm obviously hoping for more of that tomorrow as well. Tomorrow night is the continuation of Lost Judgment. We'll do another 2-hour late night stream. Likely that one will be a combination of side content and story. The last 2-3 streams I focused mostly on story. I'd like to maybe check out some new side content now. Now, in regards to the current playthroughs I'm doing, you may have noticed something from this streaming week. I didn't play much of the games that I'm playing. Like, for example, today is the first stream of the week I'm playing Alan Wake. Tomorrow is the first stream of the week that I'm playing Far Cry 6. This, sadly, is what happens when you're in the midst of a busy gaming season with so many games that you're juggling. There's not enough time to play them all, okay? Now, what's funny about all this is that we kind of collectively admit this year's hardcore gaming season, fall gaming season, whatever you like to call it, is kind of underwhelming. The games that I'm playing mostly are remasters, rehashes, or continuations of franchises where the sequels are pretty much almost identical to the previous games in the series. And we can all agree on that. Alan Wake is a remaster, Monkey Ball is a remaster, Far Cry 6 is very similar to the previous games, Lost Judgment is similar to the original Judgment. Not to say that that's necessarily a bad thing in some cases, but in other cases it is, because people are like, nah, you know, this is a month that used to be called Broketober. Now you could call it Skiptober, because you could literally just skip all the games in October and you really missed anything. Where are all the big AAA giant releases, the blockbusters that we've been anticipating all year? Where are they? The answer is not here, right? They really haven't happened. And there's been a few games I skipped. For example, Metroid Dread. Highly reviewed. People say it's great, but it's basically Metroid. It's not anything groundbreaking. It's not anything revolutionary. It's Metroid. It's a good outing in the Metroid franchise. But again, nothing. This just does not feel like the crazy gaming season, right? But the thing is, I'm playing so many games that I'm not really making progress. And, you know, the major focus for this week was the Dark Pictures Anthology, House of Ashes. I beat it last night. For those who did not see it, I concluded my first run. It was about 7 hours long here on DSPGaming. It is now all live. You can check that out at your leisure. It's on demand here on DSPGaming, okay? Definitely didn't do as good as I would have liked. A lot of people died in this playthrough. And the people who died was very disappointing because I know at least 5 of them can survive by the end of the game. Apparently, there's some really big story shifts in this game depending on who's alive and who's not at certain points of the game. So, I want to do a second run of House of Ashes. But I'm thinking about, like, how do I do a second run of House of Ashes when I'm playing all the other games like once a week? I'm making no progress in them. And the thing is, the good news here is, excuse me, the major games that I'm focused on playing, the next 2, Forza Horizon 5 is on November 9th. The Grand Theft Auto Trilogy is on November 11th. So I have a while. I have about a week to a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks before new releases come into the swing of things, right? But still, like, I need to leave myself leeway to make progress and at least finish up with some of the games that I'm playing before we go into another month with multiple new releases. You see what I'm saying? So, let's talk, because here's what my plans are. My plans are to focus on Alan Wake and Far Cry 6 in the next week, make as much progress as I can in them. And then, once Alan Wake wraps up, which, like I said, should only be maybe 2-3 more streams, switching out one of my night streams, notably Lost Judgment, to be a daytime stream for 1 or 2 days. Since that will now be a daytime stream, that will allow me to take a few night streams to continue on and do a second run in House of Ashes. Okay? That's basically the way I see it. I don't see any other way of going about it. If I don't do that, I don't see how I'm ever going to make progress in anything. Seriously. If I start playing other new games now, how on earth am I going to finish the games that I'm playing? I'm not even halfway into Far Cry 6, and I'm only playing it once a week now. You know? Alan Wake Remastered, I need to finish it so I can move on to other stuff. I've got to focus on it and get through it. So, this is what I mean. Like, this time of year, there's always way too many games out to play. This time of year, it's a little frustrating because unlike usual years, the games that are out are not blockbusters, but people still want to see me play them, and some people are very disappointed that I'm not making any progress in some of them that they want to see. So, here's the plan. Let's go through the plan of what you can expect for the next week, okay? I'm off from streaming on Wednesday. That's just my day off for the week. But then, I will be here for 7 days straight after that. A 7-day streak of streaming. On Thursday will be the continuation of Alan Wake Remastered, continuing on through one of the DLCs, maybe even beating one of the DLCs. And then that night, it will be Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. On Friday, it will be the continuation of Far Cry 6 on the main stream, and then it will be my weekly late-night throwback Street Fighter session on the night stream. On Saturday, it'll be Alan Wake Remastered again, and depending on how things go, maybe that will be the conclusion of Alan Wake Remastered. Maybe we'll need one more stream, I'm not sure. And then Saturday night will be the continuation of Lost Judgment. Sunday is the Halloween Marathon event. 4 horror-themed games, Feasting with the King, Halloween costume all day, fun festivities. I hope you guys will join me for the Halloween event on Sunday. Okay? Then, I will still be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Okay? And again, my focus will be, can I finish Alan Wake? If I finish Alan Wake, can I take Lost Judgment out of its spot as the night stream and move it into a day stream for a day or two? By doing that, now freeing up a night stream or two to play more of House of Ashes and do a second run in it, trying to save all of the people in the game. Okay? I will continue to have Far Cry 6 as a main gameplay stream and try to get as far in that as I can as well. I will continue to have Super Monkey Ball as a night stream, balanced in there, played at least 2-3 times this coming week. Okay? So, excuse me, that is what I'm planning on doing for the next week. I hope that sounds good to you. Right now, I'm in a situation where I basically can't please everyone. If I play certain games, I please some people and not others. If I drop certain games to play other new games, then I please certain people and not others. There really is no perfect scenario of what I could possibly do right now. Okay? There's just not. Now here's the thing. One of the major things we're going to talk about today is Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's just talk about that now. Let's get it out of the way. So Guardians of the Galaxy was announced out of nowhere, like 2 months ago, that there was a Guardians of the Galaxy game coming out at the end of October. No one had heard of it up to then. No one knew what to expect. When they showed the gameplay of it, it looked terrible. The gameplay looked really boring. It looked grindy, repetitive, slow-paced. The graphics didn't look so good. But the one thing that looked like a standout with this Guardians game was the dialogue was very entertaining. It was all these quips and interactions between the characters, a lot of jokes and stuff, similar to the movies and the comic books. And it seemed like it was totally in the spirit of those things. And it was entertaining, not because of the grindy combat, but because of the story itself seemed like it was going to be good. Okay? After looking at all of that, over the last couple of weeks, I've been talking with you guys daily about this game, saying, what do you guys think? Should I play it? Should I not play it? And since I was in a situation where I'm juggling so much stuff, since you guys definitely want me to be able to focus in on games like Forza Horizon 5 and the GTA trilogy when they come out, without having 100 lingering playthroughs unfinished, we came to the consensus together on streams, I'm going to skip it. Doesn't look very good. The story's probably good, but likely it'll be a game that if you just watch the story, it's entertaining, but playing it and actually watching someone stream it isn't that good. Because you got to go through all the grindy combat that's not very good, right? Well, guess what? The reviews came out today for Guardians of the Galaxy, and they say the game isn't so bad. They're not saying the game is like, oh my god, jaw-dropping game of the year, but basically people are saying it's better than they expected. Yes, the beginning is slow-paced. Yes, the beginning is kind of grindy, but it actually picks up and gets a little bit better longer through the game. And that basically the dialogue and the story are very, very fun and good and engaging, which makes you want to keep playing the game. Some places have given it like an 8 out of 10. That's the highest score I saw for it. It was like 8 out of 10. Some people are saying it's like a 7 out of 10. So essentially people are saying it's good, but it's not like, oh my god, best game of the year, you absolutely must play. But it's better than they thought. Like, a lot of people thought this game was going to be kind of like shovelware, and it's not, okay? That's good news. Like, I'm always happy to hear that a game is better than it was originally expected. But what's kind of a bummer about that is, obviously, we had already written it off and said I wasn't going to play it, and now we got all these other playthroughs going on, and now I just can't start another game right now. I'm just being honest with you guys. How in the hell would I start up another game right now when I've got games like Alan Wake and Far Cry that I'm only playing once in a whole week? Can't, you see? So now I've got a situation where we got Metroid Dread, a game that people want to see me play, and I can't play it right now. I don't have opportunity to play it. And now we got Guardians of the Galaxy, a game that we thought wasn't going to be good, and apparently it's pretty good. And now I know people are going to want to see me play it now, and I can't play it right now. Okay? So what do you do? What do you do when you're presented with an impossible situation? You quit. Guys, I quit officially as of this moment. I'm done as a streamer. Thanks for 13 great years. I'll see you guys later. Actually, you won't see me later. I quit. Goodbye. But you guys know me, I'm no quitter. I could either quit or I could redouble my efforts. So I'm going to redouble my efforts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do exactly what I kind of told you guys what I was going to do. I'm going to focus in on the stuff I'm doing right now, get as far as I can in it. I'm hoping to beat Alan Wake within a couple streams, 3 streams. Switch in Lost Judgment, make more progress in that. Then we can focus more on having House of Ashes as a night stream and get some progress in that. Okay, that's kind of my focus for the next week to week and a half into 2 weeks. You know, basically we have between now and the 9th of November to do all that and get as far as we can. That's what I'm going to do. I know that's going to disappoint people. There's going to be people who are like, why aren't you playing Metroid Dread? Why didn't you play Guardians of the Galaxy? Listen, it's this simple, okay? I'm only one man. This happens every year. Literally every single year. So many games come out. in a short period of time. I struggle to cover them all, and people get disappointed because I can only please some of the people all of the time. I can't please all of the people all of the time. I can't. It's not possible. If I could clone myself to be 2, 3 different people, if I had a team of people here working together, and, you know, one person can handle this game, one person can handle this game, then it's not how it is, you know. It's just me. It's just me here doing this, okay? So that being said, okay, since you can't clone, cloning isn't legal, and cloning has not been approved by the FDA yet, I basically need to do the right thing for me and for the streams and for the viewers, and that's to focus in on the stuff that I'm doing and get as far as I can and not just quit and throw the towel in and stop playing games, okay? So, here's my plan. Let's take a look at games like Metroid Dread and Guardians of the Galaxy, and they will be on deck as playthroughs for me to start up when we have opportunity to start playing games and we have time to do so. I'll be honest with you. We know Far Cry 6 is a very lengthy game. We know Lost Judgment is a very lengthy game, right? We know this. We know that once I start playing Forza Horizon, GTA Trilogy, those games, likely, especially GTA Trilogy, are going to have monstrous demand. You're going to, all of a sudden, when I start playing GTA Trilogy, you're going to notice something happen. At least, this is my speculation from what I've seen happen over the years whenever I play a GTA game, okay? Maybe I'm wrong, but this is what's always happened when I play GTA. All of a sudden, you start seeing people come to the stream who you haven't seen in a long time, or people who just don't usually attend streams, and they're like, oh, Phil's playing GTA, this is exciting, we're going to be here every day to watch it. And all of a sudden, you're going to see viewership go up, you're going to see support, you're going to see people talking about GTA constantly and wanting to see me continue to play these games. Okay? Just being honest, this is what you're going to see every day. It's going to be GTA, GTA, GTA. When I decide not to play GTA, oh, I'm going to do a night stream that's different. Oh, I'm going to do Forza. Where's GTA? When's Phil playing GTA? When's the next GTA stream? Oh, it's taking too long. He should be playing GTA every stream. The demand is for GTA. Why is Phil not playing GTA? Right? That's how it is seriously, every time I've ever played it. People just want to see GTA constantly. They don't even want to break from it. Just keep playing every stream constantly. Marathon that shit. Now, you guys know that I'm someone who's a variety streamer, and that's not what I'm all about. I'm going to try to balance it with other stuff, so that way people who aren't interested in GTA still have something to watch, but I know this is going to happen. You're going to have people crazy for it, and they're going to be overrunning the channel saying GTA all the time. So I know that, and the thing is, that's what I mean. I don't want to still have Far Cry 6 barely into it, Lost Judgment barely into it. Oh my god, somehow I still didn't finish up 2 or 3 other lingering games. And that's what I'm afraid of. If I were to start up right now Metroid Dread or Guardians, there's no way I would beat those games in time. There's just no way. So I need to be careful with what I'm doing, and I need to make sure that I don't overextend myself making all these promises I can't keep about games that I know I'll never finish in time, and now it'll just be everyone disappointed. And I've learned, I have definitely learned from experience. There was a year, many years ago, when I was playing, I'm not kidding you, around 7 to 8 games. They were all high-profile AAA releases that everyone wanted to see. But because I decided to play all of them at once, instead of holding off on some and focusing on certain ones, those playthroughs took upwards of 2 to 3 months to complete. And by the time I was like a month in, everyone was disappointed. All the viewers were upset, saying, you really should have focused on this and this instead of this and this. You know, you shouldn't have just done variety. You should have actually focused in and finished these games within a shorter period of time, because now everyone's disappointed waiting around for your streams of these games. I mean, in particular, there was one game, I remember it was Dragon Age Inquisition. That game was really good. I really, really enjoyed it. But the playthrough of it did poorly. And when I asked my viewing audience why, they told me outright, they were like, you took way too long to play it. You took like 3.5, 4 months to beat it. No one wants to wait 4 months to see the end of a playthrough. When you're watching a playthrough like that, you want to see it fairly consistently, maybe 2-3 times a week, and maybe you beat it within a month or two, and you took so long, you were playing it like once a week, no one cared anymore, and it just lost interest. I couldn't retain viewership on that playthrough anymore, you know? And that's just one example. There are many games that happened to that year. So since then, what I've always tried to do is pick and choose the games that I feel we can either get through more quickly or the best games for the time, and then go back. So In this case, sadly, I think Metroid Dread and Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be the games that have to sit on the back burner. I'm not saying I'm not playing them. In fact, I'm very interested in playing them. But I want to hold off on them until we have opportunity to put them into the schedule and I have opportunity to actually focus on them so I can commit to making progress in them. Okay? So, right now, what's going on is a focus on the games I'm playing. Let's finish Alan Wake. Let's get much further in Far Cry. Let's get much further in Lost Judgment. Let's get further in Super Monkey Ball. When Alan Wake wraps up, let's move Lost Judgment to a daytime stream to make even further progress. And then let's do a second run in House of Ashes. Let's try to get all of that done before Forza Horizon and the GTA Collection comes out in November. When those come out, those become the focus and everything else kind of gets mixed in. And then, once all that stuff, once the dust settles from all of that, then we can look towards these games that I skipped, okay? Now, here's the good news about all of this. All right, let's talk about the good news. December is not looking like a very busy gaming month at all. December is looking almost dead. There's one major release in December, Halo Infinite. That's it. Pretty much everything else was delayed till next year. So that means outside of Halo Infinite, December can very much be the catch-up month. Okay? It could be a situation where I start playing and going through games that I skipped during the course of the year, and now we can play them. So I'll give you an example. Once we beat Lost Judgment, now we can focus in on another RPG that I didn't play. Could that be Tales of Arise? Could that be Shin Megami Tensei 5? I can't even say it. It's like a tongue twister. Shin Megami Tensei 5, which comes out in November, but I'm not going to be playing immediately at launch. Could it be one of those games? Or will it be a different RPG? I don't know. But definitely a good opportunity to start up a new RPG in December. Then we could do Metroid Dread. Then we could do Guardians. A good variety of stuff we can all balance out in December along with Halo and anything else that maybe I missed this year. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Now, by the way, I see one or two people are asking about like first-person shooters and stuff. I've already explained this. I don't know why people are so confused, but allow me to clarify here. I'm not interested in Call of Duty Vanguard. For the first time in 13 years, I have no interest in Call of Duty. Every year that I've been a content creator, since the first year that I did videos on YouTube, I played Call of Duty. I am not doing it this year. It does not look good. It looks like a yearly outing that they really didn't put a lot of effort into. It's using the engine from Modern Warfare, so they didn't even bother to make a game engine for this game. And it looks just like a reskin. I played the beta. The beta was terrible. It was full of bugs and glitches. It was not fun gameplay. It was very fucking annoying. The more I played the beta, the more I hated it. To the point where I was like, I just don't care about Call of Duty anymore. I don't. I really don't. I don't think I'm missing a damn thing by skipping this game. So for the first time in 13 years, I'm skipping Call of Duty. But I am interested in the new Battlefield. And I think that I will probably give the new Battlefield a go in November. That's on the later side of November. I think that's like the second half of November. Let me actually check. I have it written down here. Yeah, Battlefield's November 19th. So that would be a whole, a week after GTA. And the only other game out in November that I'm actually interested in is Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, which is near the end of the month. Oh, no, it's actually the same day as Battlefield. So there you go. Yeah, so that would be what I'm interested in. But, yeah, so I would say I'm just not doing I'm not doing it. I'm not doing Call of Duty this year. I'm sticking to my guns. I know people are going to give me shit for it because I played it every year, but I'm just not interested, man. It just does not look good to me. So, so that's the plan. So anyway, I absolutely know that some of you will be disappointed. I know I cannot please everyone. I know that. I'm sorry. I say it in advance. I'm very sorry. This is every year I have to face this situation where there's too much coming out. I'm in the midst of too much stuff. I can't make the progress people are expecting. It's frustrating to me. I want to be able to do everything you guys want. I already had to put Metroid Dread on the back burner. Now I got to put Guardians on the back burner because we were going to skip it, and now people are saying it's good. It's like, ugh. So, I guess we're going to have to see what happens, okay? But I'm doing my best. I hope that these streams sound good to you. Right now, I'm very excited to jump into Alan Wake again today, see how the original ending is, and go to the DLCs. You know, spooky game. Good time of year for it. I hope you'll chill with me, have some fun with the game today. And let's get through another 2-3 streams. We'll wrap it all up, and then we can say that one's in the bag, and we can move on to other stuff. Okay? And again, here we go. People complaining. What do you... I'm sorry, guys. Again, I can't do everything. I can't do everything. It's not possible. I'm one man. I am one gamer. I cannot play all these games. You know what I mean? I just can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. Sorry. All right. Let me calm down now. Okay, I'm calm now. Everything's zen. Serenity now. Okay. So I hope at least this is sounding good to you. Now that you're all upset, now that every single person watching is very upset with me. Let's move on, shall we? The one other thing I want to talk about, Halo Infinite campaign footage of it came out today. It looks a lot better than what they showed us last year, which looked laughably bad. The graphics are much improved. Looks like everything is basically how it should have been a year ago. You know, a year ago in the summer, they showed us that preview, and it looked so terribly, laughably stupid. It basically became a meme how bad it looked. So here we are a little over a year later, and now it looks good. It's like, yeah, that's because you should have not revealed that a year and a half ago to try to rush the fucking game out for the launch of the Xbox Series X anyway. You should have delayed it till the game was ready. But, you know, water under the bridge at this point. It definitely looks better now than it did. So, the thing is, though, didn't they say the campaign is not coming out at the launch? Didn't they say that the multiplayer and the campaign are separate? The multiplayer is free for everyone. You don't even have to buy the game. Multiplayer is free, and you get that free in December. And didn't they say the campaign is coming later? I swear that's what they said originally, but I don't see many people talking about this online now. Listen, I'm excited to hear that the campaign is looking good and sounding good, but if it doesn't come out at launch, then I'm not too concerned anyway. You know, I'm more concerned about what's going to be out at launch. What's going to be out at launch? Well, the multiplayer. And from all reports, the multiplayer was really good. People who played this beta or whatever, they said the multiplayer was quite good. So that's what I'm concerned about. And if the multiplayer is good, it's addicting and fun and has you know, tons of replayability and good stuff in it, then that's, you know, that's awesome. If the campaign does come out in December as well, great, I'll play it for sure. It's on Game Pass. I'm not buying it and paying any money for it. It comes out, you know, for free for everyone. So why the hell wouldn't I play it? Of course I'll play it. You know, I'm excited for that. It's probably one, honestly, at this point, one of my most anticipated games of the year now. From what's left, you know, there's not that much left coming out between now and the end of the year anyway, right? Okay. So there's no, okay, people are clarifying, there's no Forge, there's no co-op campaign. Those things have been delayed until later. But there will be multiplayer as well as single-player campaign in December. Thank you for the clarification. I thought originally they said that they were going to be separate completely, but I guess they changed that as of now. Now they're out. They're both coming out in December. Okay. Fair enough. Cool. All right. Excellent. By the way, one other thing that I want to say. There have been apparently some interesting and good games coming out under Game Pass that haven't really been get a lot of attention. They're not getting a lot of press right now or a lot of media attention because guess what? We're in the busiest gaming season of the year, and certain games get all the attention while others don't. So people have been telling me over the last like week or 2 weeks, gee, did you hear this game's coming out on Game Pass? It sounds interesting. What about this game? That's stuff that really we could check out when things slow down with games. Again, I keep saying December, I know, but like December, it feels to me like will be a relatively slow month. That would be the opportunity. Let's get caught up on the games I didn't play. Let's check out Game Pass to see what games are on Game Pass. Actually, I actually feel like coming up, things are going to be more interesting because of Game Pass. And here's what I mean by that. typically, early on in the year, things are slow. Typically, things are very, very, no new games or very limited new games in like December, January. And this year, of course, well, next year, I should say, we definitely know there's going to be a huge pickup in games in February when within like 3 weeks, there's like 12 high-profile games coming out. Like, no exaggeration, it's going to be the craziest gaming month of all time, I think. But probably second half of December, entire month of January is just going to be slow, okay? The good news is Game Pass is going to have all these games under it. It'll be opportunity to finally say, hey, let's do a ton of Game Pass content. Let's see what games are under there, what's good, and check them out. That's excellent. That gives me a good opportunity to do a variety of stuff that normally this is stuff that I wouldn't have checked out and maybe would have went whoop right over my head. But because it's under Game Pass, it'll give me opportunity to go in there and pick and choose interesting games to try out. Maybe a few of them I'll like and we'll do full playthroughs of, you know? And that's very different. It really is. Usually January is like, shit, what do I do? There's like nothing going on. We got to find games to play. And now I don't think it'll be like that. I actually think we'll just be like relaxed and having a good time. Do a Game Pass stream, pick out games, and then turn them into playthroughs. You know? I think so. I think it'll be very different. So, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I got through the gaming news. I talked about the gaming news actually before the other stuff today. The gaming news was the Guardians of the Galaxy reviews are good, and the campaign of Halo looks good. So, there you go. Let's do some quick plugs, and then let's get to shout-outs. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm an independent content creator. That means I don't have any sponsorships. I don't have any partnerships. I don't get paid to advertise any products to you guys. I don't shill for any games. I don't get any games early in advance. I don't get to do early reviews and early streams of games. I'm just like you. I'm a guy who's been a lifelong fan of gaming. I grew up gaming in the 1980s and 90s. I somehow managed to, by complete and utter chance, turn this into a living. I never suspected or even intended on doing gameplay content as a job. Yet here I am over 10 years later doing it for a living, right? Crazy. 10 years of doing this for a job. That being said, because I am the kind of content creator that I am, I don't shill, I don't advertise, I don't basically take these opportunities that all the other content creators do who are full-time content creators. I rely on you, the viewing audience, for crowdfunding to make ends meet and to do this for a living. The good news is you guys appreciate the fact that because I don't take those promotional opportunities, I can be 100% transparent and honest with you on every single stream. When you watch me play a game, I can give you my honest opinions on what I'm doing and seeing in the game, and you have to, oh, Phil's not shilling, Phil's not sugarcoating, Phil's not pulling any punches because he's not going to have a sponsor drop him because he said something. He doesn't have any sponsors, right? That's the cool thing about me is you're getting the honesty out of me every single game that I play. All right? And you appreciate that and you crowdfund my efforts to keep doing it. And I really, really appreciate that people like the kind of content that I do that's very different from what a lot of mainstream content creators do today. All right? All that being said, if you like the content, you'll like the streams, you'll like me, you'll want to see this continue, please consider contributing in one of the following methods that I'm about to describe. Number one, you could join the channel and become a channel member. If you do that, essentially you are becoming part of the community, and you get many benefits for doing that, including a highlighted name in chat, a chat crown badge to show how long you've been an ongoing supporter, access to all of the emotes in the chat, and you don't have to abide by the slow mode rules, meaning you can talk as much as you want. You don't have to worry about, getting warned for spam or anything like that. In addition, channel members get exclusive access and priority to special events. For example, this month, they were able to nominate and vote on a game that already is chosen now for the Halloween event, and it actually ends up being Condemned Criminal Origins. Earlier on last month, they had priority access to get their questions answered for my Q&A show, Ask the King. Actually, that'll happen again because coming up in early December is the next episode of Ask the King. So there you go. And for future events, it'll be the same thing. You'll get priority to nominate and vote and do those kind of things if you're a channel member, okay? Also in the future, there's potential for cooperative gameplay. One of the things we talked about was me maybe doing co-op in Back 4 Blood. Sadly, that got put on the back burner as some of the games I'm playing ended up being way longer than I expected them to be, but it's always a possibility that in the future there's going to be co-op opportunities and members would get priority access to that as well. Now, when you become a member, it's cheaper than being a sub on Twitch. And it helps me out more than subs did on Twitch. So please consider becoming a member if you're not. In addition, we have super chats and super stickers. These are ways that people can contribute to YouTube itself. And if you contribute via this method, you get a highlighted chat message that shows immediately that you contributed and is a way of saying, hey, thanks, you know. If you do memberships, super chats or super stickers, those help the channel in the long term. There's some processing time before I see any positive benefit from those, but that's kind of the staple support that I used to get on Twitch with my subscribers and cheers. I'm trying to build that up here on YouTube. So thank you to anyone who contributes in those methods. It really does help in the long term. Now, there's another method you can contribute that actually helps a little bit more than those other methods. That's called tipping. If you tip me during a live stream, those tips actually help me more than other stuff, and here's why. There's two reasons. Number one, I get tips immediately. If I need to pay a bill, buy a game, go grocery shopping, get some pet supplies, tips pay for all of that. That's the liquidity that I have, is the tips that I receive on a daily basis. Okay? It's awesome that I get that right away. I don't have to wait on a month and a half for anything to process. I get access to that right away. But in addition, when you tip me, I get more of the tips that you send me than any other contribution. No matter what you send a content creator on the internet, there's always a middleman, and that middleman always takes some of it, okay? It's unavoidable. Well, when you tip me, less of that tip gets taken away by the middleman than other contribution methods, you see? So, that's why it's important that tips are a very major source of my income. Since it's a major source of my income and it's important, I have rewards in effect if we reach certain tips milestones during a stream. If we raise $50 in tips, I'll put on a pair of Gunner glasses. If we raise $100 in tips, I will put on a hat. We have many hats available. And if we hit the full tips goal of $150, I will put on a vest of your choice. Today, all the major vest choices are eligible, including the red, the platinum, the denim, and the gold. Okay? So, excuse me. So, in advance, thank you so much to anyone who contributes in any way. I really do appreciate it. Please consider tipping. That's the most important way to contribute. You can do that by looking at the description of the stream or typing !tip into the stream chat. And thanks to everyone who is just here to chill and have a good time, because that's what it's all about. Contributions are not mandatory. They're not expected. I consider it going just above and beyond being a stream viewer for those who do support the streams. But hey, that's my life's blood, man. That's how I make a living. So thank you to those who do contribute. All right, shout-outs time. Let's do this. So, let me refresh, actually. I believe we have 2 contributions this morning via the YouTube side. X-Coca has become a channel supporter. Thumbs up. Thank you so much to X-Coca, and I believe that actually will add to our total of members for now. So I believe we're at 263. Thank you for that. And Ricardo did a $15 super chat. Thank you so much. He says, hey, DSP. How's it going, Ricardo? Good to see you on the stream. And thank you so much for that. Whoa. What the hell happened there? Caps lock. Yeah, caps lock. Okay. So thank you, Ricardo, for that very generous super chat. Now we swap over to tips. People who've tipped me this morning. We start off with Team Ico Gamer, who tipped me $1.50. And he says, Phil, I hope you have a great stream. I heard that Guardians of the Galaxy turns out to be a good game, and it starts off wonky but ends up with a bang. That's the consensus, it seems. Right. And you know, that's good. I'm always good to hear that a game that maybe we weren't suspecting was going to be good ends up being good. I actually am. It's unfortunate that it didn't look good in all the previews they showed, and so we kind of wrote it off and didn't plan for it in the schedule, and now it's good. It's like, oh, shit. But what are you going to do? So we will, like I already planned, we'll get back to it. Okay, we will play it eventually. Chicken Nugget to me $4.20. Says, I'm very upset you're not playing the Guardians of the Galaxy game. We already addressed this. It's funny because people tipped earlier to talk about this, but we've already addressed it fully, so I don't need to address it again. Chicken Nugget, my regret is as follows. I really wish the previews of the game looked better because the previews looked like shit. They really did. So I didn't know the game was good. And on top of that, I really wish that I could clone myself and play all this stuff, and I can't. You know? Same thing happens every single year, but I promise you we'll get to the good stuff. Greggy has tipped me $2, says, do a DSP tries on crack cocaine. That's a suggestion that is, as though, even though it might be a constructive one, I think I'm going to pass on that suggestion. I think that even though DSP tries it, cocaine may be the most viewed video I've ever made, I think I'm not going to do that. Okay. The Brick Boy 103. Hold on a second here. The Brick Boy 103 has done a $3 tip. Hold on. Oh my God. What is going on? Hold on a second, everybody. What is this? What the hell? Aliens are invading? What? Aliens are invading? What? I gotta look this one up. Hold on. What? I'm just kidding. No, I'm just messing with you guys. Anyway, let's continue. The Brick Boy 103 tipped me $3 and said, how many people actually thought that I was... I hope people didn't think I was being serious. Okay. The Brick Boy 103 tipped me $3 and says, sounds like the best course of action, Phil. Very glad that you'll be playing Metroid and Guardians eventually. That's right. And again, I know that the fact that I'm not playing these at launch is disappointing some people. I know that. And, you know, like I said, I wish I could please everyone. I really do. I can't, though. You know, I can't please everybody. So, it is what it is. Thank you, Brick Boy, for the tip. X Shook Ones X. Good to see you, Shook Ones. Haven't seen you in a while. Has tipped $3. Says it looks like December and January is the calm before the storm because February is going to be a complete shit show. Good luck, champ. If you think now is bad, no, I mean this. If you think now is bad because there's so many games and I can't play them all, how on earth do you think I'm going to play all the games in February? Really? No, I got to ask this question. How do you think I'm playing everything in February? I mean, you've got, oh my God. Basically, the tail end of Elden Ring, because I don't know how long it's going to take me to beat Elden Ring. We don't know how long it is, right? No, wait. Elden Ring got delayed. Never mind. I forgot. Even Elden Ring got delayed into February. Oh, my God. I mean, there's Horizon Forbidden Dawn. There's the new Saints Row. There's Elden Ring. There's Sifu. There's... Oh, God. There's like 9 games, and I can't even remember them off the top of my head right now. Because there's so many coming out in such a short period of time. But there's just like, I don't see how on earth anyone could play all those games. Like just for me, what I'm going to have to do is sit down and look at, oh, that's right, Dying Light Part 2 and King of Fighters 15. Thank you, Carlton Jr. Yes, those are 2 other prominent ones. I'm going to have to sit down and look and say, okay, what really do I want to play the most? What's the biggest games of that month, okay? For me, I'd probably say Dying Light 2 comes out earlier, if I remember. Isn't that like early in the month? So at least I'd have like a week to 2 weeks to play it. But like, if you look at everything coming out that month, definitely Horizon Forbidden West and Elden Ring are probably the 2 biggest, okay? Without any kind of, argument. I think that those are the 2 biggest ones of the month. The other games are going to be like, okay, what do I have time? What can I do in between or whatever? You know what I mean? And I don't know. The answer is I actually don't know what I'm going to have time to do or what I'm going to be able to do in consideration with everything else going on. I just don't know what's going to be viable to do. So it's gonna be insane. You know, now I'm playing like 4 or 5 games. But now imagine they're all popular games that everyone wants, right? What I'm thinking is, and I mean this too, I've said this before, I'll say it again, I really strongly feel that some of these game developers need to delay their games or release their games earlier. I even said Sifu, if they could release Sifu in January, whatever hurdles they need to jump or whatever they need to do, whatever corners they need to cut, if there's any way possible to put out their game in January, they need to do it. If not, they got to delay it. You know what I mean? Like, at least with King of Fighters, you can say, oh, well, competitive fighting games are its own genre, and that really won't cut into other games. I actually disagree. Even though if you're a competitive fighting game player, you're still going to want to play some of the biggest other games of the year if you're a gamer. And I really feel it's bad to have that mentality that, oh, we're different, so we could just release whenever. But a game like Sifu, they got to do something. They have to do something. Because it's insane. I don't know. I'm just... February is going to be nuts. Anyway, yes, Shook Ones, I know. It's going to be a shit show is probably the best way to describe it. Carlton Jr. tipped me $1.50. Says reports are saying Sega has scrapped Sonic Mania 2. Apparently, the developer had too many issues with Sega's management and they had too many unrealistic demands. Sad says that was one of the few good things Sonic had going for it as a franchise. Sonic Mania 1 is literally the best Sonic game in like 15 years. Because it was such a retro throwback to the original Sonic games and it really felt like the next one. If it's true that there's no more Sonic Manias, that's insane because that game sold a ridiculous amount. And that would be like throwing away money, but no one said the people in charge of these companies are smart. Just being honest. They'll put out another bad 3D Sonic game before they put out another good 2D Sonic game. Snow Crawl tipped $1.50. And says, since the main entertainment value of the old GTA playthroughs came from your frustrations and fails due to the outdated mechanics, do you think there's a risk the remakes won't be as fun, entertaining, to making them more casual and easy? Snow Carl, I think that you like to focus in on negative shit that could possibly happen, and you hyper-focus on it. Were you not the same person who just a day or two ago was like, do you think if you play all the GTA games back-to-back that people won't be interested, it'll be another Mass Effect situation? Like, why are you turning into Chicken Little? I mean it. Why are you looking at every situation from the only negative standpoint? I don't understand that. I really don't. Like, I think the first time that I played GTA, the appeal was I never played GTA before. And people were excited to see me play GTA games. It just so happened I sucked ass at them because I never played them before, and I was playing them on a television that was a modern TV, but I was playing the digital versions of PS2 games that had added tons of delay. Okay? So that just ended up adding frustration to the mix, right? Then on top of that, I played all three of them back to back, which just added to the frustration because I got burnt out on playing them, but I committed to beating them all within the summer, so it was like, oh my god, now I gotta play 3 GTA games back to back. So it was like ultimate rage fest, right? The second time around that I played the games, I was for a more modern audience because the original playthroughs I had done were in 2012. They were camera. They weren't live streamed. There was no interaction during the playthroughs and all of that. So the second runs were essentially redos with HD graphics, admittedly improved controls because in some cases the controls were way better than the original because there was no input delay, by the way. It was with no delay. It was much easier to play these games. In fact, if you watch my second run, I think it was GTA 3, whichever one has the helicopter mission, the helicopter drones, and also the flight school. That's San Andreas, I know that. The second run, I do way better in those missions than the first. In the first time I did it, it was so much delay, I was just fail. And I was like, how's anyone supposed to beat this? And people told me outright, there was no delay in the originals. When you're playing on PS2, the controls are good. The problem is you're playing the PS2 game on a fucking PS3 emulated on an HD TV. It adds like a whole second of like delay to your controls, so you're making the game impossible to play for yourself. So the second runs weren't nearly as bad. The second run still did well. Okay? I feel every time that I play GTA games, alright? Every single time that I play them, people come out because, number one, it's a famous series of games. They always like seeing me play them and my take on them. This time around, the appeal is definitely going to be modernized graphics, modernized controls, bringing back the music. I have not had the music in these games since I played them in 2012. A 9-year wait to have the music come back, right? Trust me, it's going to be fine. You, Snow Carl, sadly, you're becoming the kind of person that like you look for the things to worry about and complain about. I'm not a worrywart. I'm not someone who's going to sit here and be like, oh no, what if this happens? Oh my god, what if this happens? No. I am going to enjoy myself. I've become a much more chilled person, a much more relaxed person, and all I do is I sit here and enjoy games. And I know as long as I keep that mentality, people are going to come out and chill with me and support the playthroughs. And I'm not worried. I'm really not worried about it in the slightest amount. I feel like people are going to enjoy these playthroughs, and it's going to be fine. I don't know why you're so fucking worried about it. If I'm not worried about it, why the fuck are you worried about it? Okay. Greggy tipped me $2, and you better like Elden Ring or else I'll put Jasper in a spliff. Great. I love it when people threaten my cat for a game that's coming out, like, in months. And anyway, gee, Greggy, thanks for the tip and the threat. Always appreciate that. Okay. Big Old Bean says, I think that GTA will be like New Vegas. It's classic games everyone and their mom enjoys. Hopefully it'll be, lucrative for you as well. Here's the thing. People have this nostalgic feeling watching me play playthroughs that they feel are some of the best playthroughs I've ever done. Right? There are certain games that I can always go back. It's like going back to the well, they call it. The stuff that always tried and true brings people out. GTA has always been that for me. No matter which GTA I'm playing, no matter what platform I'm playing it on, when I play GTA, people come out to chill with me, and it's a great time. And they support it. That's always been like that. Like, always. Didn't matter if it was back in the day, if it was the more modernized version, and now this new version. It always seems to be something staple that people like. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just not. I don't know why you're so worried. Okay. Swaggins says, I missed it. Are you going to, in fact, play all three of them back to back? I don't know. Swaggins, I was presented with this question yesterday, and the answer I have is it's up to the viewers. If I played through GTA 3 and I beat it, and people are like, hey man, go right into Vice City, we had such a good time with GTA 3, I will. If people are like, man, hold off, do other stuff, I'll hold off. It doesn't matter. You do it whenever. There's no pressure. Okay. I believe a super chat and a membership came in from Chicken Man. So first Chicken Man renewed his membership and said his super chats aren't working, but then he sent a super chat saying, I burnt my meat last night. I add barbecue to it and eat it. Okay. I mean, I guess that's a good workaround. If you accidentally overcook food, if you add a sauce or something to it, that will likely solve the problem and add more flavor to it and make it more edible. So, congratulations on that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for my pre-stream today. So let's end it. Yes, the pre-stream actually has an ending. Let's end the pre-stream and go on break. I'm going to go use the restroom and get ready. You guys grab a drink or a snack, use the restroom yourselves, whatever you need to do. When we come back, it is the conclusion of Alan Wake and then starting up the DLCs. There should be some chill fun. Hope you guys will interact with me and hang out with me and make it an interactive, fun experience. It should be a good time to see this end for the first time. Well, in modern times. Only the second time I'll actually see the ending. And start up with the DLC. So, alright guys, thank you. It was a good pre-stream. I'll see y'all in a bit. Sound good? Awesome.